Good morning, everyone. I want to talk to you about the Act4Outlook settings. My name is Tony Holowitz, and I want to show you how to configure or set this up. So once you installed Act4Outlook and open Outlook for the first time, I want you to observe right over here on the right-hand side, we have the Act database settings and the Act4Outlook settings. When you first come in here to set it up, start with the second one first. Click on that. And what you need to know when you come in here is you need to know where your database is located, the path to that database, and your username for Act and your password for Act. Once you fill those in and have all that information in to the best of your knowledge, click on Login. And after you click on Login, you'll find out if you were successfully able to log in to your Act database. If this is not positive or it doesn't tell you you're successful, something is slightly off. Many times it's the username and password of that combination, but you got to keep working through this until you're successfully connected together. Once you've done that, click OK, and we'll go on to the next step. The next step is history recording. How do you want this history recorded? Do you want to attach emails to the Act database users? If you have multiple users in your Act database, these are some settings you've got to consider carefully, because you can have certain emails connected to a contact. And for example, if there's private emails between you and maybe a fellow employee, there's just ways you want to think about that to make sure that's done properly. But up here in the history type, when we click on this drop down, we have none for no history type, email subject only, email subject and body, same but with attachments, email subject and attachments, attach without attachments. So you have options. Generally what I'll do is I'll do everything, because if you're going to use this, might as well use it properly. You have the option to make the history private, so only you see it. That is something, again, if you have employees and you have confidential emails going back and forth, something to consider. But go in, work on these settings. Next thing is you can also choose how the incoming messages are attached. Do you want those attached as well? Maybe it's just the outgoing stuff you want to see and not necessarily the incoming. The nice thing about this is it can attach incoming messages even if you don't send it from this particular computer. Let's say you're sending it from an iPad or a mobile device or your mobile phone. It will also attach it as well. So once you're done with this, click on Save and Close, and you're good to go. That's the first part of the setup. The second part of the setup is the Act database settings. And in here, we have what's called contact field mapping and how you want to sort of map or understand what's already in Act. I always use the email as a way to check for duplicates. Here under activity settings, you have the option of choosing how an activity is recorded. I'm going to come back and revisit this later in another tutorial. The history settings right in here. How do we want this recorded? The email was auto-attached. Contact exclusion and settings. If we have certain contacts we want to exclude from recording, we can use Act fields to set that value. And again, I'll come back and revisit this a little bit more. The main thing I want you to take away from this is when you're setting up Act4Outlook, this option here, the second option, is really the most important one to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Holowitz. Thank you so very much. Have a great day. Bye now.